watch the NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what?
So Noah Lyles winning gold medals and dropping truth bombs at the World Championships. Rob Pizzo, Morgan Campbell. I'll be honest, when I saw it, I thought, funny, I agreed with him, but this isn't gonna have any legs. Here we are days later, and everyone is talking about it. We'll get to the reaction in just a second, but I do wanna ask you first off.
Yes.
Agree or disagree with him?
This is not a matter of opinion, it's a point of fact.
I agree.
The National Basketball Association has national right in the title. So if you win the title, you are the champion of the National Basketball Association. It's not the World Basketball Association. It's not a world competition. Regardless of how many countries the competitors come from, it's still not a world competition. It's the NBA. You win that, you were the National Basketball League champion. Yeah. If you want to be a world champion, the World Cup of Basketball is going on right now. You go try out for your country's team or get selected or whatever the selection process is, play there, win it, you're a world champ.
Agree. A lot of NBA players and a lot of athletes as a whole didn't agree, and of course they took to social media, and you had people on the track side saying, go Noah Lyles. You had people in the NBA saying, absolutely not. And it's funny because then it started to get to that world that you and I have discussed before. We talked about crossover athletes. Aaron Gordon, of course, comes out and says this, whatever, I'm smoking buddy in the 200. And this is just one of those arguments we can't have so many times because it's just not what you think it is.
Can I work backwards from here?
Let's do it.
So we'll start with Aaron Gordon. If Aaron Gordon runs 200 meters and Noah Lyles runs 260, fire the gun, they both start at the same time, running toward the same finish line, Noah Lyles wins.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how much faster he is than anybody in the NBA, especially, where you don't really run more than 20 meters at a time. But this type of
athlete ego, let's call it what it is.
Well, and like just the casual disrespect from team sport athletes who they themselves don't have a bunch of experience in track and field is very common. And like if I polled NFL players and said, how many of you guys think you can beat Noah Lyles in 100 meters? Whatever that number is, it's not zero. It's probably at least 10, maybe 20. And the people that don't think they would beat Noah Lyles are the ones that ran a lot of track and they understand how hard it is. Like I bet you Tyreek doesn't think he can beat Noah Lyles. Marquise Goodwin, Devin Achane, they don't think they can beat Noah Lyles, but so just, your third string cornerback on the Cleveland Browns, he's like, yeah, of course I could beat him. As far as Lyles making this comment is concerned, first of all, like factually it's true. But it is a little bit thirsty, and it also taps into one of these other things we talk about with track and field, which is just this the please like my sport complex that a lot of track and field athletes and decision makers have. It does come across as a little desperate and thirsty, but the sensitivity that these NBA players are showing, the thin skinness, I don't understand. And especially when it's clear how to win a world title playing basketball, go play in the World Cup. That's it. But everyone wants the title world champion without having to engage in a global competition.
I feel like logic was just thrown out the window because, again, going back to that athlete ego, they look at what he said as Noah Lyles diminishing an accomplishment. You know what I mean? They look at Noah Lyles saying, "What you're trying to tell me what you did was better than what I did."
It's the athlete ego, and it's also the United States of American ego. And I say this as a dual citizen. My parents are both born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I'm a dual citizen, so I understand because I've been there. I'm not just a Canadian, like, dumping on Americans. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's for a long time, it's just been simple to play bait and switch with American champion and world champion and assume that one is, and the thing is that the champion of one is automatically the champion of the other. Now, it is also a point of fact that the NBA is the most competitive professional basketball league in the world, but that does not make the champion the world champion because it's the National Basketball League.
Fred Curley, World Championships. So like we said, when people get offended, one of the things they do is they say, well, I can do what you do, as we saw there with Aaron Gordon. But that actually translated into athletics as well. There was a great video with Fred Curley and Lyndon Victor putting together a little side bet. Check this out.
I know I beat him in the 1500. I put anything on it. I beat him in the 1500.
Hand on it. How much you want to bet?
$50.
Hey, a G. A G. A G.
A meal.
A meal?
A steak dinner.
Okay.
1,500.
Yes.
Me and you.
Whenever.
So it's not even NBA players saying they can run track. Now you've got people saying, well, I know I'm a 100-meter specialist, but I can do the 1,500. Obviously, it seemed like that was a couple of buddies having a fun little bet. But
one thing to keep in mind is that Fred Curley and Lyndon Victor, they go way back. They ran together at Texas A&M. So this might be like the tip of an iceberg. This might be a debate that they've been having since like 2016. But I will say this. If Fred Curley gets to the point where he can beat Lyndon Victor in a 1,500 meters, that's probably like a pretty ominous sign for Fred Curley's 100-meter career, because those events are too different. They're much too different. And like if you have 1,500-meter endurance and aerobic capacity, the effort and the time and the capacity it took to build that came from somewhere, and it's going to come at the expense of your 100-meter speed. So there's no way. Fred Curley, who runs 9.8, is also going to be Fred Curley, who I shouldn't say no way, because 3 years ago, I didn't think Fred Curley would win a world title in the 100 meters, and look what he would have made a fool of me. I would just say it's highly unlikely.
well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bet you a steak dinner. This is not the last time we talk about this. Thanks for doing this as always.
All right.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. And if you want to hear more content like that, Morgan and myself talking athletics, it's really simple. Subscribe to the channel. You just click right there. And if you want to just watch more track stuff, right there, click on the video.